Good morning, and welcome to the Single Dad's Guide to Fake News. Fake news. We bring you the fake news so you don't have to seek it out on Facebook or on your Twitter feeds. It's our first ever fake news feature here at the Guide, and we are excited to bring it to you. On top of that, it's May the 4th. So may the 4th be with you, and you, and you, and possibly you over there, but definitely not you. I am your host, Toasty Critic, bringing you for the next few minutes the top 10 news items of the day, all spun around as only the Guide can. So let's get down to it. Number 1. Facebook turns hate speech guru. I know I've covered this in my blog a lot already, so I won't spare very long on it. Basically, Facebook decided to allow the citizens of Facebook, otherwise known as suckers, who they take your information and sell it to the highest bidder, to tell them what stories people posted were hate speech, and which were merely bragging about their own personal lives. Facebook shut off this feature within a half hour because too many people thought anyone who was supporting the Atlanta Braves was guilty of hate speech. John Smoltz and Tom Glavine were reached out for comment. No comment was received by the time of this publishing of this post. Number 2. Vogue Italia gives a magic elixir to Gigi Hadid. I read this article on the internet and I thought it wasn't possible. Not in the year 2018, where people get angry over a woman wearing a beautiful Chinese-themed dress because she was not Chinese. But it's true. Somehow, on the new Vogue magazine, she transformed herself to black from not black. Not since the days of black or white, a la Michael Jackson, has there been such a magnificent transformation. The Guide reached out to Vogue to find out what magic elixir they were giving her and whether she would eventually return to her normal self. Unfortunately, all we could hear was yelling in Italian over the phone, and them swearing that Gigi did not, they repeat, did not dress up in blackface. Speaking of which, this brings us to number 3. Kanye West swears orange is the new black. I'm not sure whether he's been watching the Netflix series too much and then sniffing Donald Trump's hair, but according to sources here at the Guide, Kanye swears that he and Donald Trump are best buds. The Donald even came back and tweeted something praising Kanye, which absolutely means they are BFFs. After all, they both have dragon's blood inside them. Now, where did I hear that before? Oh wait, that was tiger's blood. Now, if I can just sell Kanye on my David Nader, all would be well. What we will say here at the Guide is go Kanye for thinking for yourself and coming to your own conclusions. Number 4. In the era of Me Too, I definitely want to say we should be careful and treat other people, men or women, with respect and dignity they deserve, not as a means to an end. I even wrote a letter to my daughter about how to watch out for others. But then comes the latest information about another NBC major anchor, followed by an extensive list of new allegations into the conduct of Charlie Rose. After this latest barrage of accusations, I wasn't sure whether Me Too had transformed from accusation and disgrace to competition and victory. Whatever the case, Charlie Rose, Harvey Weinstein thanks you. Number 5. Starbucks believes we are all the dog Doug from the movie Up. In the last several hours, people have been spontaneously yelling, "Frappuccino!" and running off to the nearest Starbucks. Why is this, you ask? Because Starbucks has been in the news for negative reasons far too recently, especially with not allowing non-paying customers into restrooms, and they figured they needed to change the subject. As a result, they decided to release the Ultra Caramel Frappuccino and the Ultra Espresso Frappuccino, because Frappuccino! Now, what was the other important Starbucks story? Must not have been too important. Or was it? Number 6! Hawaii wins the World's Earthquake Championship. Living here in California, we are constantly reminded of the devastating earthquake they swear will happen to us in the near future. And they are probably right, but 44 years of being told the same thing while Mexico City and places in Ecuador challenge it with 9.0 earthquakes makes one begin to wonder. But now we know who the true earthquake king is. Hawaii! Who knew living near an active volcano could be such a problem? Oh yeah, right. Nevertheless, Hawaii has been crowned champion after having nearly 600 earthquakes in a period of 4 days. I know people say they feel unsteady when they come out to visit California, but how about let's all go out to Hawaii? Anyone? Number 7. Kroeger was caught blue-handed in a plastic smuggling ring. Evidently, Kroeger thought it was a good idea to smuggle plastic into its ground beef containers. I know the stories all read contaminated, but honestly, who contaminates something with hard plastic? I suppose one could chip or break a tooth on which it would suck. But really? Why would one put plastic into ground beef? You aren't even poisoning people effectively, so it's got to be a smuggling ring, right? Some kind of smuggling operation anyway. What they could be smuggling in with this plastic is anyone's guess. I'm still trying to figure it all out. Number 8. Comic book aficionados pick at the guide for forgetting their day. Wait, what? While I remembered post Cinco de Mayo and National Enchilada Day, somehow the guide forgot May the 5th is also Free Comic Book Day. Despite the fact that I have celebrated comics with my love of the Black Panther, the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, people from far and wide have come to protest the guide for not remembering their day. For who could possibly forget National Comic Book Day? Chester stares at comics too much. In an interview with Fake News TV, he stated, "The guide pretends it loves us, only to be betrayed by such an obvious oversight. We here call for a global boycott of the guide and hope you will forget them and celebrate with us. Or go out and have a margarita because it's Cinco de Mayo and forget I ever gave this interview." We here at the guide recommend that you do the latter. Number 9. Charles Barkley swears he loves Draymond Green's face so much. So how much, you ask? So much he would like to punch it in the face. Maybe he's walked that back a little since his original outburst of emotion towards the face. He said he would never, ever, never, ever, never, nor ever, ever, nor never, never, ever punch Mr. Green in the face. Or his mom. Or his mother's sister's cousin's former roommate. He wouldn't even punch the mailman who may have not slept with his former girlfriend. This is just how much Charles Barkley, provocateur extraordinaire, loves the face of Draymond Green. We should all be so lucky. Number 10. The guide swears it will return and do more Fitness Fridays for fathers in the near future. While we apologize profusely for skipping a week or 3 in the recent past, our Fitness Fridays for Fathers post will be returning more often in the near future. It has been a hectic couple of months and things have been a little bit off kilter. We hope to find some sense of normalcy, whatever that is for us here at the guide. As such, we promise that next week we might actually get to posting one of said Fitness Fridays for Fathers posts, because we love you just that much. Stay tuned. So there you have it. The top 10 biggest fake news stories this week is compiled by yours truly, Toasty Critic. Please let us know what you think of the new feature and send us any interesting news stories this week you feel of value so that I can be sure to feature them on next week's post. And be sure to follow us on our social media here at the end so you won't want to miss another installment. Until next time.